Ms. Nichols was in a courtroom before Judge Judy, seeking reimbursement for a 2008 Chevy Impala she claimed the defendant had sold her for $1,500 and new tires she had put on the car. The defendant, Ms. Birdsong, however, claimed that she had sold the car for $6,000 and had only received the first payment of $1,500. Judge Judy requested Bayad to look up the blue book value of the car and found out that it was $4,275. Upon further investigation, they found out that it was an LT 50th Anniversary Edition, which had a value of $5,075. The defendant's son confirmed that the car was indeed a 2008 LT. Judge Judy asked if anyone had the car's registration, but neither of the parties had it with them. She asked the defendant's son to stand up and confirm the car's model with him. The case was ongoing as Judge Judy sought more information to make a decision. In the courtroom of Judge Judy, two parties were present to settle a dispute. The defendant, Ms. Birdsong, was being accused of selling a car worth $5,075 to the plaintiff, Ms. Nichols, for only $1,500. During the hearing, Judge Judy asked several questions to both parties to understand the situation. It was revealed that the car was in the possession of Ms. Birdsong's son for almost 3.5 years and was titled in her name. Ms. Nichols had agreed to give Ms. Birdsong the $1,500 owed to the title loan company in exchange for the car. However, the defendant's son was unable to have anything titled in his name as he owed money to the state for child support. The story became more complex as it was revealed that Ms. Nichols and the defendant's son were in a relationship and had bought a 2008 Chevy Tahoe together. When their relationship ended, they had agreed that the defendant's son could use the truck while Ms. Nichols would take the car. Ms. Birdsong promised to sign the title over to Ms. Nichols as soon as she received the $1,500. Judy noted that the story was not made up and sounded 100% correct. She asked what had happened to the truck, to which the defendant's son replied that Ms. Nichols had it. According to the deal, Ms. Birdsong was supposed to give Ms. Nichols the Impala and take the truck, which was not in her son's name. However, the trade was interrupted when Ms. Nichols and the defendant's son were involved in an altercation in which the latter was arrested. At that point, the title of the truck had not been signed over to Ms. Nichols. She took back the truck and paid off the title loan with the $1,500 she got back. The defendant's son had the Impala back, but the tires of the Impala had popped and were unsafe to drive. Ms. Nichols had no choice but to buy new tires, believing that she would have the car in her possession. Judge Judy listened to both parties and made her ruling. She stated that the deal was for the defendant's son to have the Impala and for Ms. Nichols to have the truck. When she paid off the title loan and bought new tires, those were her choices, and she wasn't entitled to compensation for them. The judge ruled that both parties were back to where they were before the trade took place. Despite Ms. Nichols' argument that the new tires were a necessary purchase, Judy stated that she shouldn't have made the deal if she couldn't afford the tires. In the end, she ruled that the defendant's son had the Impala and Ms. Nichols had the truck, and no one owed anyone anything else. Ms. Nichols had given Ms. Birdsong $1,500, and in return, she was supposed to get a car called an Impala. But Ms. Birdsong had not given her the car, and now Ms. Nichols was in court to get her money back. Judge Judy listened to both parties and asked Ms. Nichols why she was suing Ms. Birdsong. She confirmed that she had indeed given her $1,500 and was supposed to get the Impala in return. Judge Judy pointed out that Ms. Birdsong now had the Impala and could sell it for $6,000. The car was in Ms. Birdsong's name and she was free to sell it. Ms. Birdsong argued that she had allowed Ms. Nichols and her son to stay with her for nothing. The defendant's son added that this was in exchange for rent. Judy didn't seem to care about this argument and said that it was Ms. Birdsong's responsibility to raise her son properly and teach him right from wrong. Ms. Birdsong then asked what she would get in return for letting Ms. Nichols stay with her for nothing. Judge replied that there was no counterclaim in the case, and if Ms. Birdsong wanted to sue for compensation, she would have to do so separately. The case was only about Ms. Nichols getting her money back from Ms. Birdsong. Judge Judy then declared that the case was done and that Ms. Birdsong had the Impala and could sell it. Ms. Nichols would get her $1,500 back. The judge banged the gavel, signaling the end of the case. However, Ms. Nichols tried to speak again, but Judge Judy shut her down, saying, "We are done." And with that, the case was officially closed.